First week of July, I believe. Okay, keep this thing moving because I think it's going to get long. The next item is a presentation by Wayne Steinmetz and Tom Hubbard of Glacier Sands. Now I've been in conversations with them in the past. They've asked to come. We've invited them to come basically as an informational meeting to let you people know what they've got in mind for the dry plant. After they make their presentation, we probably will open it up a little bit like we did last month. Not sure how long we'll go with that, but we'll see where it goes. We will open the floor to some questions and see if they want to field some of those. So for now, I'll turn it over to. Yeah. Thank
you. Okay. As Bob said, thank you. My name is Wayne Steinmetz, and I work for Glacier Sands. I want to just thank you for the opportunity to come down here and talk to you about what Glacier Sands has in mind and what information we can give you about what we would like to do with the approval of the citizens of Buffalo County and you, the folks of the town of Milton. Just an overview of what we want to talk about tonight. I'll cover a few things about who Glacier Sands is. And again, this is information that we had presented last week at the Cochran Fountain City Schools at the County Board of Adjustments meeting. So I'll tell you a little bit about who we are, our core values, what's important to us, our commitments, what we feel is really important, and hopefully you do too. And those commitments to your community and the entire Buffalo County where we hope to do business. Then I'll turn it over to Tom. He'll talk to you about the rail loadout and dry plant that we've proposed in the town of Milton. Talk a little bit about the overall vision of Glacier and once again what we propose to do within the county. He'll give you some details about the facility, and then we'll talk about the challenges. We clearly know there are challenges ahead of us in pursuing what we want to do with the frac sand business in Buffalo County. There's just no secret about that. We know that, as I said earlier last week, we know it's a hot topic. We know that there are folks that are for it, and there's obviously folks that are against it. And we're here tonight to, be upfront and give you the information that we have. And then we'll talk a little bit about the process moving forward, what we have in the next few months to try and make things work. Not only in with the county boards, but also working with the community. And then, as Bob said, look at some questions that you might have. I'll briefly tell you a little bit about Glacier Sands. It is the name Glacier Sands is a relatively new company. Started only last year by a family, Ike and Ryan Thomas, and they are from Granbury, Texas. The company is based in Menominee, Wisconsin. There's an office there. Menominee, originally, Glacier Sands looked at doing business in Dunn County. Started to do some business there, and Dunn County imposed a moratorium, and so their permit applications weren't in at the time. They turned their attention to Buffalo County and pursuing mining and frac sand operations in Buffalo County. And I think you know that we then submitted applications for 3 mines and the application for the dry plant and rail loadout facility. The Thomases have been in the frac sand business since 2003. They were part owners, joint owners with some other folks with a frac sand company in Texas, and they started that in 2003, and they recently had sold their interest in that company, and they're no longer a part of that. They started Glacier Sands in 2011. It's family owned. They have been in farm-related businesses since 1969. Ike Thomas, his history is he was actually raised on a dairy farm in Texas, but since 1969 they've had businesses primarily in the turf grass business. So that's a little bit about who they are. I'll mention our Glacier Sands and who we are, our core values, and core values are, they're important to us. I'm sure they're important to you, and what they mean to us. Core values are a principle that an organization and how they conduct themselves, both internally and really more importantly, for you and the county, the citizens of Buffalo County, how we conduct ourselves in a relationship with you. That's really one of the things, or one of the reasons we want to be here tonight, is to provide you information and to hopefully move on down. Some of the core values that are important to us are, respect. Respect for you, the citizens. Respect for the land. And in doing mining, if we are approved to do that, to do that in a respectful, responsible, and safe manner. That's an important core value to us. Also, integrity, dealing in an honest fashion with you and the leaders of the county. Also, safety. Safety will always be paramount in what we do and anything that we do. We will not compromise safety. It just goes without saying. And then finally, a core value is community. Being a part of the community, giving back to the community, and just working with the community as we're trying to do right now. We encourage everybody, both supporters and folks that are opponents, to participate in the review process, much like we're going to do tonight and we'll do in the future. You'll see that I'll mention some other meetings that we're going to be at. And as the slide says, we'll develop a better project if approved. We're committed to delivering local jobs. Some of you may have or may not attended, but there's a Carl Dooley, the Ag Extension agent, has some meetings that are. I think there's a meeting Monday on the economic impact of frac sand mining in Buffalo County. I'm working with him, and we'll provide. We're definitely going to provide local jobs. There'll be a slide. We'll talk about that, and the economic development of Buffalo County and this area. Although the focus of Glacier Sands is to produce a product, sell it, be in business, a real concern of Glacier Sands is developing the local economy here. We'll always do what's necessary to protect the environment and the health and safety of not only you, the neighbors, the folks in the community, but also our employees. We're committed to being a part of your community for decades. We believe that the lifetime of the mines that we've proposed, and once again, providing we're approved, that that these mines could sustain 40 years of mining. So with that, there's a significant investment that Glacier Sands will make, and we again want to be a part of the community, providing jobs and just being here and being good neighbors. We'll continue to try and be transparent and be available for providing things like this, information at meetings throughout the county, and we'll work with landowners and community leaders, whether it be the county or the townships, for a mutually beneficial outcome. I'll turn it over to Tom, and he can talk about the specifics.
Now I'll talk a little bit more about the details and specifics of what we're proposing in town of Milton. We're looking at running a dry plant 24/7. We're looking at running a rail loadout facility. We're saying 24/7 on that. We'll be loading cars 24/7, but obviously cars don't go out 24/7. We're looking at up to 500 truck loads coming into the plant on a daily basis. That won't be what's going to happen initially, and it won't be what's going to happen continually, but we'd like to have the ability to bring 500 loads in per day. To be able to get caught up at times where one of the things the county has told us is they don't want us operating on holidays or weekends. If we get snow days that we can't safely drive the trucks, we won't be able to operate then, so that'll give us an opportunity to catch back up again. The plant is going to be designed for 1.2 million tons per year initially, eventually ramping up to 2.4. The 2.4 is probably sometime beyond 5 years, I would say, 5 to 10 years out. But the 1.2 is what they want to start up with, and what they're proposing for that. That's 150 ton an hour dryer, basically, is what that is. The goal is to get unit trains out every 2 or 3 days. We're looking at air monitoring both on-site and off-site. We've opened up discussions with the school to put a monitor there. And in fact, we'd actually like to get that monitor out there yet this summer. The bag house for dust collection and for air quality, it'll meet or exceed Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources standards, as well as the minor safety, health, and administration standards. MSHA regulates what happens basically inside the DNR and the outside, but any place where the workers are, MSHA is going to regulate. MSHA will be very stringent. They will come in and do testing on a regular basis, and that's the biggest one. Department of Natural Resources will look at the air quality, around the site and off-site more than MSHA. MSHA will be mostly the on-site one. Some of you were at the meeting last week, and I'm sorry it's a little bit small in here, but basically this was what was sent to, or turned into the county for approval. And in this shot we had the dry plant out here, and we had the railroad out over here. In some discussions with some of the community people and looking at some other options, we came up with another one that we showed also.